Well, hello everybody. How y'all doing? I'm doing all right. We're getting all settled into my dad's house, which we love. I lived in a small town in Kansas anyway, and we moved 20 minutes outside of that, so there's nothing here except wind and animals. And so you will probably hear everything because there's nothing to buffer the sound. So that's my life. It is what it is. Today I'd like to talk to you about how I as a witch record keep. And I know a lot of witches have specific ways that they do that, and that's great. The point is whatever works for you and gets you to record keep, that's the whole point. Excuse me. I had tostadas for lunch and pickled jalapenos, and so things are happening. So, sorry. Doing my best. Anyway, we know what happens. It happens like literally every single video I burp. It is what it is. Anyway. So, with that said, there's been so many times where I have said to myself, I will remember what I did, how it worked, and all this stuff. I will remember this dream. I will remember what I read in this book, and I meant to write it down and I didn't, and I have forgotten. And that is tragic. So, whatever way works for you to record keep, that is what I highly recommend. And so, did I say that? Did I even talk about that yet? I don't even know. So that should show you why this witch has to record keep. And record keep well, or it's gone. So I want to talk about the difference between grimoires, books of shadows, and witches' notebooks. One of the first things I use is when I'm out and about, because I don't carry a purse, is my phone. And there are a lot of journaling apps, note apps, you name it. So if I see something when I'm out or I want to remember something, I just pop it in my notes, and then I can put it into one of my notebooks. Now with that, I will show you a lot of the different types of notebooks I use. You can use anything, okay? Whatever is affordable and works for you, use. So if I am reading a book, specifically one that's either tarot related or witch related, and I want to take notes, I just grab one of these cheap little composition notebooks. I usually get the graph ones because I also use these for art journaling. And my handwriting is shit. So I like having the graph paper because it makes my writing look better. So yeah, so if I always have one of these. And so if I'm reading a book, I will take notes and fill these up with whichever book I'm reading. So that's the first thing I do. Another thing I do is I have a daily planner. Now these are what I would consider all my witches' notebooks. When I take notes on books I'm reading, also I have here, and again, my handwriting is shit. So I have the moon cycles and my cycle all on there. Aren't you guys glad you saw that? Cycle on there. I keep track of my tarot pulls, and as you can see, I haven't written down. I have them stored on my phone, which again is another good use of my phone, and then I will transpose them into here of my tarot pulls for the day, and I have the whole year marked out for that. I also have like my card of the year. And then I have like, in this book, which again, you don't need to see, but I have a calendar it's like a bullet journal almost of like my calendar of what I'm going to do. But then it also includes like, I have my habit tracker, my mood tracker, and I also track symptoms that I have because I have a lot of issues. So I'll also put like a card of the month, herb of the month, crystal of the month, animal of the month. I put notes in here. So this is like, it's a daily life, what's going on with the cycles, the moon, all that sort of stuff in my like daily planner. And so that's number one. That helps me look back and say, okay, was I going through something specific? Was the moon in a certain phase? That's how I discovered that I am wiped out the day before, the day of, and the day after the full moon. I don't do any workings generally at all during that time. I even usually skip reading for anybody those days too, because I'm just too tired. So there's that. The next thing is I do have a tarot journal, which has the decks I use. Okay, my writing is so bad. The decks I'm using and the weeks I'm using it, and then I have a copy of the tarot pulls, and then I do my journaling about my tarot pulls, which I'm very behind on. So that also every day kind of see where, if you look back, you can kind of see, oh, am I having a lot of cups? Am I having a lot of this? What am I going through? And then comparing it to the moon cycles, that sort of thing. Then, sorry, there they go again. It's the pickled jalapenos. Anyway, so this book, now these books, anybody can look at. This is my personal journal. The only people that are allowed to see this are my children, because anybody who else, if this is not warning enough, you'll find out later that you weren't supposed to look. So anyway, so in here I put down experiences I have, what I'm feeling, anything that strikes me as interesting. It's a lot of shadow work goes in here. It is, I do a lot of pictures, and whatever I'm experiencing day to day goes into here. And I consider this also part of my witch's notebook, because again, it's part of my path. It's what am I doing every day as a witch, as a mom, as whatever. And I think it's all interconnected. I try to live a magical life, so whatever is in here is part of my practice, right? So then what I do is, if I am, I have all these books here. And I have the stuff that I am studying, I'm looking into, that I'm learning, that I'm seeing, that I'm experiencing. If a spell works for me very well, or if I like the combination of things, if it's something that I really want to hold on to and remember and have a quick access to, then I put it into my Book of Shadows. My Book of Shadows is just a journal, and what I did was I actually washi taped a couple pieces together, because I like to write with Sharpies and they bleed. So what I do is, if there is anything that has really worked well for me, I put it in here. Now, that's the theory. It doesn't happen very much. There's not very many pages filled out here, because again, putting it there into here sometimes is not, my thing. Plus, again, my handwriting is so bad that I hate trying to fancy write it down and then mess it up, and then I feel like the whole book is messed up. I'm really trying to get over that, but I still have it written down. I just don't have it written down in easy access, which is my Book of Shadows. Now, when working with my Book of Shadows, this is stuff that I have discovered myself, that works for me, or an experience, a spell, things like that are true to me, that are personal to me. That's what I think of as a Book of Shadows. It's my grandma's, how your grandma treasured her recipe book. That's what this is. That's not for anybody else. It's for me. However, again, my children have access to this. Nobody else does. So, again, this is treasured information that's pertinent to me and my experience. That's what my Book of Shadows is. Then we come to the Grimoire. Now, you can tell I love black, but I really love color. And people can't tell that by the fact that I only wear black, but I really love color. So please understand that when you see my Grimoire. Now, my Grimoire is what's true mostly common knowledge. And when I say true mostly, I mean, it's, yeah, what is truth, you know? So it's common knowledge, let's say like the wheel of the year, the elements, plants, their properties, crystals, you know, that sort of thing. The Sabbats, all of that kind of stuff. Now, I don't have a current wheel of the year in my grimoire because the wheel of the year does not work for me. So I am in the process of deciding how my wheel of the year will look, and then it will go into my grimoire. Again, my grimoire is for everyone to see because it's like an encyclopedia or a dictionary. It's common knowledge. So it's like, you know, a witch's Google. Okay, so this is my grimoire, and I really would suggest, because I really do think that more effort you put into something, the more you care about it. So I would suggest making your grimoire, if you're so inclined, something very personal. And then it becomes a treasure to you, right? So again, please don't judge. Please don't judge. But this is my grimoire. And so I got my little tassels, and there's the back. And so it's got that glittery sheen. Anyway, so the things I have in here are like, you know, for example, one of the first things I did is I put like the witch's moon stuff in here, because they got such fancy stuff. Look at that, you know, their artwork in here. So this is what I use for common knowledge, common witch knowledge, and anybody can look at it. And it's a beautiful book, and I'm trying to get over my lack of writing skills. So a lot of my stuff is going to be typed up because, yeah, I think I'll feel better about the book that way. But anyway, so that's how I record keep. I'd be interested to know how you do it. So in the comments below, let me know. Or make a video. I love watching VRs. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great, and I'll talk to you soon.